Hello everyone and welcome back to Renowned Explorers International Society, the Emperor's Challenge. Alright, well, hopefully this video is coming up on Monday morning. This is the last section of videos I'm recording for my backlog in lieu of my trip that I will be getting back from on Tuesday. Hopefully everything has gone well up till now. If not, I'm sure I will be made aware of it, although there's going to be very little I can do from where I'm going to be at. So hopefully everything went well. That would be good. All right, let's get started, shall we? And I think today, what are we going to do today? Let's take a look at the Emperor's Challenge for today. Expert Quick Thinker and a Survivalist team, very interesting, and a Status Collector and a Collect Token Master. Now, I did the Collect Token Master before. It didn't go super well. Status Collector is very interesting, though. I like that. I like Status Collector. What is a captain that works well with status? I don't even know. I very rarely optimize for status. Like, really very rarely. You know, I was just talking to one of the people who was watching the videos on the channel. And I won't come up by name in case he doesn't want to be. But his name has a color in it. You know who you are. I've been talking to him back and forth a little bit, and he's really given me some good tips on some things that I can improve, which is great. I love that. And I'm going to try to add those things to my play and then tell you why I'm doing it, and hopefully you can improve your play as well at the same time. Jean-Pierre. Interesting. 5 to 10 gold from campaign, plus 4 campaign when he uses insight. That may be the way to go. Like I said, I almost never use campaign. Anyway, I was bringing up this person I've been talking to because one of the things that they mentioned is that I don't use helper entourages very much. And if you've been watching my videos up to now, you may recall that just a couple episodes ago, I mentioned that I don't use helper entourages, and I probably undervalue them. They're probably very powerful, and I just never use them. Probably not a good sign. So yeah, one of the things that this person mentioned is that I should get better at using them, and I don't disagree. I think that would be a great thing for me to get better at doing, and I think this is a great time to get better at doing it because we have a objective to use a lot of status. I just messed with my sound, by the way. I'm not sure the desktop sound was coming through. Hopefully it is now. Looks like it is. I will check that later. All right. So yeah, Jean-Pierre, extra gold from campaign, which would be very nice if we're gaining a bunch of campaign anyway, and plus 4 campaign tokens whenever he uses insight in Paris, Cape Town, or Kyoto. That's pretty good. Let's see if there's anyone else that jumps out to me. Oh, Bia becomes stronger and plus 10 campaign when you defeat a boss aggressively. That could be interesting. Plus 5 status from Collect. That's probably... I mean, that would be interesting. I could make a team devoted to getting Collect tokens instead and get the status that way. But that's probably not the most optimal way to do it. Acquiring a specialist entourage will give your campaign token a random improvement. That's not bad. Plus 2 to 4 research from campaign. I like that too. Plus 1 campaign, whenever you solve an encounter devious, the bonus improves with each expedition completed. That seems a little slow. I honestly think this one might be the way to go. 5 to 10 gold from every campaign token. Might come in handy. I don't know. There's obviously a couple ways you could go here. You could even go with, I was looking at Mignon. You could even go with Mignon because all the helper entourages you buy, lobbyists, students, and merchants, upgrade your discovery as well, which is very interesting. But that's probably not ideal either. I'm thinking about going with Jean-Pierre. It's going to be Jean-Pierre or Bia. I find this very fascinating. I've never done a run where Bia was the captain. Bia becomes stronger and plus 10 campaign whenever you defeat a boss aggressively. That's really interesting. I like that. What is Jean-Pierre got? Yeah, he's got his Inspiring Attack, which is pretty decent because it also heals allies. And Peace Treaty is very, very nice. I I think we're gonna go with John Piet. Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, so who should we put with John Piet? Now, if we're gonna go aggressively, which we probably will if he's our captain, typically I would take Katis, because I love her in an aggressive group. Absolutely amazing. Let's see what John Piet's cards are. One crew member gains athlete and tactician. That's not that great. +2 campaign at the end of each expedition for each level beguiler in your crew. Ah, ooh. And he can't learn beguiler. We need a beguiler. Who should we take? Okay, we need a beguiler. Well, we could take Feilin. She's kind of aggressive. Not amazing, but she's kind of aggressive. Unfortunately, the other two main beguilers that I use, which are Yvonne and Maria, neither one of them is good in an aggressive team. John Piet could go Devious, though. Is that better? Why is he recommended for Devious? I mean, he has a decent Devious attack, obviously, but his speech is very low, and he doesn't get any Devious special moves. So that doesn't seem to make much sense. Huh. And then my other beguiler that I use often is Pedrino, and he is not aggressive either. Hello, Marilyn, I hear you. So it looks like Feilin would be the way to go. She's the only beguiler who's even a tad aggressive. Aggressive isn't great, but it does exist. So, okay, this is going to be one of those times when I'm almost certainly going to die to a fight if I'm going to lose, rather than lose in points. Because the team I am bringing is both aggressive, which is not a team that I'm very good at, and I'm bringing two people that I don't typically play who don't have extremely strong aggressive moves. John Piet is decent at aggressive. Feilin, not so much. So to fill it out, I would love to take Katis. I really would. Awesome aggressive character. Tons of damage. Piercing shot is amazing. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think that is what we're going to do. And we just got Feilin's new card. Her new card for getting her rogue traits, which seems really powerful. Almost too powerful, and makes me wonder if there's a downside to it. We'll have to find out. Alright, well, we're not going to do a random starter. We're going to do the Viking landing because we want status collector. Now, I've sort of ignored the collect token master. Basically entirely. And I'm okay with that. You don't get nearly as many points from the secondary challenge. We'll try to get upgrades to that by buying helper entourages when we can. And we should be able to because we're going to be gaining so much status. This is going to be very interesting. I may entirely fail. This may be successful. I don't know. Let's go and see. I'm very excited. All right, here we go. Okay, so I will have to take a break just briefly about halfway through the episode because, John Piet, you're blocking Atissa's face. That's not very nice. Because I have some spiced nuts in the oven. I'm leaving to go visit family, and we wanted to bring a huge batch of spiced nuts. Everyone in my family loves the spiced nuts that I make. And it's always nice to have them around to give out to different people in little containers. And it's just something that I like to do. And my wife suggested it, actually, because I forget these things. It's something that I like to do just to have something to give. And yeah, people love these. They are incredible. We use a container of fancy mixed nuts from Costco, if you have one of those near you. And use basically the whole container with a couple egg whites, some tablespoons of vanilla. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's great. Cinnamon, nutmeg, mix it all together, throw it in the oven for about an hour, mixing every 15 minutes, and they're amazing. If anyone's interested, I can give you the exact recipe. I'll put it in the comments if anyone asks for it. Yeah, so I'll have to get up and mix them in about 6 minutes. But I promise this time I'm going to remember to go back and edit that pause out. Now, Geopogg, you might say, as a faithful viewer, last time you said that you were going to edit a pause out, you forgot. Like, yes I did, and you are very intelligent for pointing that out. Oh, we just got a helper entourage right here. Very nice, a food critic. So we get a lobbyist and 2 campaign right off the bat. Not bad at all. Yes, I did. I forgot it last time. This time, I have upgraded my patented note system, and now I'm including timestamps. So not only will I put a note saying that I need to edit, I will put a timestamp of when in the video I need to edit it out, and then I will stick it to something that I'm going to see, probably a cat, because they're in my face constantly, and so that I remember. Please don't get mad at me. I'm not abusing my cats. They're fine, I promise. In fact, Callie is happily shedding all over everything at the moment, like she always does. I swear, she's part, like, porcupine. I know porcupines can't shoot their quills, that's a myth, but it's a good comparison if you don't know that that's a myth. Which, of course, you do, so I guess it was a bad idea. Alright, ignore that. That was a bad analogy. Okay, Hattis thinks fast about these cuddly sheep and makes a distraction. Very good. She imitates the sound of a hay bale. The sheep come rushing toward Hattis, thinking they'll find food, and the Hattis and the crew can get away. Excellent. Alright, what else do we have here? Just more collector of campaign, that's fine, and a treasure retriever. That's cool, too. The crew arrives at an open theater where some villagers are going to perform a piece about the Vikings. One of our actors is sick. Who can stand in? Well, our Beguiler can, of course, 97%. Come on, Phelan, you look like you'd make a good Viking. That's not true, but, you know, gotta be encouraging. Phelan seems to be an accomplished actor. No lines were fumbled, and the part of the Viking chieftain is portrayed with conviction. It also gives Phelan a boost to speech for this expedition. Very nice. And some extra campaign. Let's see if we can find the hidden hoard for this expedition. I would love a secret. Yes, there we go. And we're going to take that secret, get some extra campaign from that. And there already is our campfire. Now, before I even click on it, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for right off the bat is probably John Piet's storyline. I think that's going to be the best one for us if we can find it. We got it. Sailor Stories. +2 campaign at the end of each expedition for each level of Beguiler in your crew. We already have 2 levels of Beguiler from Phelan, and John Piet is going to gain Beguiler storytelling just from playing it. Awesome. I will hold on to fighter training. I may want that later. I will keep Totally Spy because I think that might be important, and I will throw away the Resolve for now. Alright, Sailor Stories. Awesome. You can't be a sailor without having some tall tales to tell. John Piet tells about how he once faced 60-foot-high waves, fought legendary harpies, and can eat a whole pack of butter. So he's Paula Deen in disguise? Some might find it amusing, others might find it annoying. Those are some great stories, John Piet. John Piet and Phelan laugh heartily. These stories are unbelievable, but it's so much fun. They wonder how wild they can make their stories without them becoming too absurd. You've probably already crossed that line, but let's see what they come up with next. Alright, very good. And 2 campaign just off the bat. And John Piet has gained a rank of Beguiler. Storytelling. Awesome. Let's move along. So, this has been quite the last couple of days. Trying to make sure I had enough of a backlog. Some rare mushrooms here, by the way. To go on my trip. I needed about 25 videos ready. Recording them wasn't the issue. I started about a week ago. I've got it. I had it okay. Recording was fine. Each episode's about a half hour, so for 21 videos, it takes me about 40 hours. So I had that done in about, 3 or 4 days, and that wasn't a real problem. The issue is uploading and editing them, because even though it only takes a half an hour to, this is a little bit in the background, a little inside baseball, as some people say, but the half hour recording is not the problem. The half hour it takes to edit, and then the additional hour it takes to upload on my current internet with my current computer is the issue. So for every half hour video, you've actually spent 2 hours in total getting it up online. So for 21 videos, or 25 videos, the 13 hours recording was not the issue. The issue was the 50, almost 50 hours total to get everything up over the last week. And that was rough. I was up until about 6 a.m. last night trying to get stuff ready to be recorded and then stuff uploaded all night. And by the time I woke up, about 5 hours later, it was still working on uploading. It wasn't done yet. So, yeah, it's been interesting. Hattis finds a small piece of iron. It looks like a broken Viking sword. The crew starts investigating the area to see if there is more. It's an ancient Viking battlefield. All right, we got some fame, and we're going to look for some treasure. Let's see what we find. Okay, the crew makes an amazing discovery. Let's see what it is. Freya's spear. That is indeed an amazing discovery. All crew members gain the Beguiler seduction perk? That's insane. And we don't have that one. And she can't learn that one. That's incredible, and we're taking it. Awesome. That's a great start. So anyway, if I end up doing, wow, we're out of supplies already. That was fast. A little bit of armor lost. Okay, that's all right. So if I end up doing this full time at some point, and if that ends up being something that I can do, as even a part-time job, and get some sort of financial stability out of it, then I will, of course, look at upgrading my computer and my internet so that it doesn't take quite that long, and I can up the amount of videos I can do per day. But right now, man, I'm swamped as it is, just trying to get 3 up for the time I'm gone, and I may have to go back down to 2 once I get back, just for a couple of days. I've been at 2 for the past week while I've been trying to get this backlog done. I've got it done. This is the last video for it, or the last 2 videos for it. And then after I get back, I may have to go back down to 2 videos, just 2 Renowned Explorers, for a couple days while I get caught back up. Hopefully that is all right, and hopefully that wasn't too much information on the way that my my hobby, I guess you'd call it, is going at the moment. It's a good hobby. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I hope you're enjoying listening and watching. And I hope you have noticed, or I hope you would. I hope you could honestly tell me that it's gotten better as I've gone, that I've improved as I've gotten more used to doing this, and as I've learned about how this works. Yeah, I hope it's been obvious that I have been learning the entire time. I've been learning every single day. Every day I learn something new about how to make this better, and hopefully that is as obvious to you as it is to me. Alright, let's move on to this run. We are fighting some villagers. We're aggressive, which is fine, no big deal. And let's see here. Should be able to finish these guys off pretty quickly. I am going to go check on my spiced nuts very quickly. And we already lost a Tease. That was very quick. It was very quick. I didn't realize she had that low defense. Yeah, that's really awkward. Alright, so I need to go check on my spiced nuts. I'm going to go mix them. I will be right back. I will cut this out of the video, I promise. And I will see you in just a minute. Alright, and I am back. I'm glad I went to check on them. They did look like they were getting a little dark, so I turned the temperature down, and they still have about a half an hour to go, so I'll need to check them again in 15 minutes, but by then, this episode will be over, and it won't be a problem. Alright, well, I'm a little displeased that we lost a resolve already. That is very disappointing to me. But we will move along. Very nice. With the situation solved, the crew can continue exploring. Awesome. Get a little study from that, interesting. Lost a little attack power, that's not good, but Feilin did level up, and we're going to get her another rank of Beguiler. Awesome. And there's our end. I'd rather not do that quite yet. I want to get a bunch of collect, so we're going to risk it. You descend a hill and walk past a magnificent grave. You read the stone. Here lies Born Wolf of Mercia, King of Mercia. Under his reign, the Abbey of St. Peter was rebuilt. A grave of an old king. Always an honor. Very nice. Jean Piet loses some speech defense. Alright. Let's grab some supplies so we can continue going. 3 supplies. Not bad. Very nice. Let's see what's out here. Looks like a trader, it said. You enter a shop that sells supplies for some work. However, this guy seems to be one shady shopkeeper. Let's negotiate. Someone needs to negotiate for better terms. This is simply unacceptable. This guy seems like a tough match, and his diplomatic struggle will give someone the diplomat negotiations perk. Well, we'll give that to Feilin. She's already our negotiator. This will just make her a little bit more varied in her abilities. Awesome. Now you can get his supplies at a normal price. However, we only have 1 resolve left, so we are not going to pay a resolve for a supply. We will go now. All right, and let's go up here. Fabulous, an encounter with a wealthy Icelandic trader. You engage in an intelligent debate at his mansion about Vikings that once sailed the seas. The trader is amused and offers you some gold, but Feilin, because she is a level 1 diplomat now, all of a sudden, convinces the merchant to donate more before leaving. Cool. And that got us the collect quest there. Very nice. And we'll go ahead and finish now. We only have one supply, and I'm not willing to go all the way up here and have to come back and get all those debuffs. Alright, the Viking boat must be nearby. Here we go. The crew searches the hills and dales thoroughly until you spot it in the distance. The crew rushes toward this amazing find, but there is Ravelo. Thank you, amateur. How lucky you are to find this fine Viking boat just for me. This is our treasure, but he's going to send Tommy to explain why it should be his. That's okay. So Tommy is a aggressive character, and we're an aggressive crew. So we'll both be using physical attacks. That is fine. Now, one of our characters lost some armor during that whole debuffing session. John Piet lost some. Okay. And that's it. John Piet actually got all of our debuffs, it appears. 30 armor off, minus 40 attack, and minus 35 speech defense. He's going to be very squishy because of that. That is not good. And Hattis did not level up during the expedition, which is very concerning because that means, and neither did John Piet actually. So that means Fei Lin's the only one with her secondary move, and her secondary move is not very helpful in this situation. Great. Yeah, so that's a thing. We're gonna have to be very careful. So let's back off and try to take out some of these goons in the background, and we'll let Tommy slowly make his way toward us. We found decent success taking that as our tact before, and I don't think there's any reason to change it now. Especially since we only have one resolve and some very, very weak party members. I'm willing to let Fei Lin stay up here just because she is our tankiest member at the moment. Let's check. Can this guy get in range? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Probably. Yeah, he probably can. So we'll take 2 attacks if I do this. I'm going to risk it. Maybe unintelligent of me, but we'll see. I think this is something I had to do, or I would have been overwhelmed. So it was, you know. All right, let's see if John Piet can take a hit without dying. Oh, good, he can. Awesome. And we'll go ahead and just smack this guy back. But our smack is going to do a lot more than his. Or beat Spat, apparently. We'll bring... He's over here. Can she still... No, she can't still hit from there. All right. I was wondering. It's possible. She has really long range. I just got to get more used to exactly what that range is. And we'll see if Fei Lin can come around and take care of this guy. I don't think she can. No, she can't get that far. So instead, we could just hit Tommy for the first time, which would be fine. Or we can make one of our other characters confident and heal them. That may be the best way to go. Let's heal John Piet and make him confident. Oh, we can do both. That's right. I forgot. It's an AoE. So we can heal our whole party and make them confident. That will mean that their next attacks will hit a lot harder. One of the other things I talked to the commenter who's not to be named about that I was not doing as well at as I should. And we may lose here. Oh, that was close. Okay. Is keeping track of the morale and emotions of my own party members. I'm decent at keeping track of the emotions of the enemy and making sure they're debuffed and making sure my overall attitude in the fight is very, very good. But I'm relatively poor at keeping track of how my party members are feeling and if they are taking negative debuffs. I need to do better about that. I need to make sure that I'm giving them buffs whenever I can to improve their attack power, if that's, if that's important, or their speech power, if that's important. Just something to keep in mind. For me, I mean, not for you guys. All right, we may be able to finish him off here. It's going to be close. I'm a little worried because we're all low. So I'd love to be able to just finish him off. That would be, well, you know what? There we go. His speech defense is low. We're going to take advantage of that. We'll still end up aggressive, which is fine. Not that we really care that much if we're aggressive, but we might as well get used to it now. You are strong, very impressive. But now I have to go. You deserve this treasure map for your victory. Bye. And he leaves to follow Ravelo. Okay, we got some praise and we got a treasure map. Everyone's going to take a look. And we have to decide where to go. Either buried deep underground, a difficult to reach area, or a landmark the locals might recognize. We are aggressive, So we would like the sword. That would be the best thing for us. But the leprechaun would not be bad either. And I would be fine with the leprechaun because I believe that lets you buff up your campaign. So I think I will try for the sword. And if we get the leprechaun instead, no big deal. Okay. All right, very nice. Okay, so time to work hard and dig up the ground around here. Okay. Sure enough, the locals who started watching the industrious crew are glad to point out where some work could still be done. The crew earned some respect and coin from the endeavor. Nice. And a new treasure. Let's see what we get. Oh, the drinking horn. The one I did not want. That is the one I didn't want. So 20 to 25 stats from a secret. That wouldn't be bad because we do have 2 secrets. So I think I'll just grab that. It's not what I wanted, but it's not the end of the world either. All right, and that should be the end of that campaign. Very nice. That expedition, I should say. I kind of use those words interchangeably, and it's not technically correct to. All right, so we do get 14 campaign from each level, from the sailor stories that we played. That's really nice. I'm glad we got that as early as we did. That should help us out quite a bit. As you can see, we already have 750 status. That's more than enough to fulfill that first 500 we needed for status collector. Okay, we're going to skip the ceremony with the Emperor. He will understand and grab our Renowned Explorer membership for 2 supplies. Very nice. And we'll wait for our quest to update here. There we go. 500 for status collector. Awesome. And already 250 on our way to the next one. Let's level up first. Let's start with that. And I would like a level of athlete. I think that's the way to go here. And for Hattis, let's go with, you know what? Let's go with engineer. I think we're going to need an engineer here. I think it's going to be nice to have one. And engineer perks actually increase your attack, which is great. There we go. And that will fulfill this quest, train engineer. I'm going to pretend that was on accident, but it actually was on purpose. I saw that beforehand and did know that was going to happen if I leveled that rank in engineer, and that may have pushed me towards that a little bit more than it should have. But regardless, let's do some research. Now, do we want to progress through research faster, or do we want to make the most of our actions in the cities? And we definitely want to unlock history in this case. We're going to be using a lot of status. This also gives us 15 renown whenever we acquire a helper entourage, which will be nice once we complete the whole tree. So we're going to start here. And let's start with an additional insight, perhaps, or a lobbyist joins our entourage. That could be very nice as well. Let's start with a lobbyist joins our entourage. Now, I would like to fill this tree out a little bit more than I already have. And so, I'm going to go ahead, as much as I don't want to, because I'd love to spend my insight on campaign, because look how much John Piet gets. 72 to 114 status, and 30 to 60 gold. That's amazing. But I would really like to be able to finish off another paper. 8 to 12 research for an insight, is that even worth it? No, that's not. It's really not worth it. You know what? We are not going to fill out this tree. For the very first time, I think, we are not going to fill out even part of a tree, really, before our second campaign. We are just going to go and start spending some insight. Or start spending some status, I should say. We're going to grab some entourages. So one of the things I was reminded of that I had totally forgotten about, I knew it, but I just forgotten, was that helper entourages are cheaper. The early entourages are cheaper than later ones, of course, right? So that means whenever you get a free entourage from an event or something, it uses up, quote unquote, the cheapest one you have available. So it's really a good idea to buy helper entourages as early as you can to get the cheap ones. And we are going to take that advice. So, Madrid's Palace, which is the entourage shop that was opened by the 80 Hours campaign, actually has all 5 types available. Which ones do we actually want? Well, I certainly want any that are going to gain value from campaign, which would be our lobbyists here. Now, lobbyists are kind of expensive, but that's because we already have one. Actually, we already have two lobbyists from random events that we already got. But I do want to pick up at least one more. So there we go. There's our lobbyist. Now, we could take another one for 144, and I think I will. There we go. So that's all we can afford right now until we upgrade our shop, which we may do, but for now, 4 lobbyists is going to be 4 to 8 extra status from every campaign token, which is very, very nice. what else do we want? I'm not convinced I want anything else right now, actually. I think that is the right choice. Let's check out our specialists and see if there's anything here we really would like to have. There is a Beguiler, sense of humor and storytelling. We are missing sense of humor, and she can't learn it. So that would be a great one to get. So yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade this for 30. That's very cheap. We will grab our sense of humor for Phelan. And keep in mind, every Beguiler perk we get is going to give us more campaign because of John Piet's storyline, which is great. So yeah, Beguiler sense of humor. Awesome. Now, that should have also unlocked another lobbyist that we can buy. And I'm going to do it. There we go. Okay, anything else that we really would like? We probably can't afford much else, but, you know, I'll look around anyway. Why not? And let's check out our other shop, too. This is the one that gives you stuff if you solve encounters in specific ways. And we could grab Amelie the Decorated. An extra 1 campaign if you resolve an encounter aggressively. Not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. It's exactly what we need is campaign. So yeah, we might as well. Would I rather have that, or would I rather get a couple more helper entourages? I mean, I can get 1 to 2 stats from encounter, but as the person I've been talking to pointed out, you don't actually get very much encounter tokens compared to the other tokens. You might end up with, you know, in our last run with the study tokens, we actually had like 78 study tokens in one of those runs. And normally you only get like 10 to 20 encounter tokens at most. So it's not nearly as valuable, but it's cheap. And so I think in this case, I will pick up probably 2 of them if I have the opportunity. Yes, I can. All right, there we go. There's 2 of those. That is all going to help our status. Very, very nice. But you know what? We can actually get some more status because we have some insight. Now, I'm probably going to save 3 of it, but we'll spend 2. Just because Jean Piet is so good at getting status with insight. There we go. Look at all of that. Very nice. Now, we do have 250. We're going to complete some of our quests there, which is awesome. Do we want one of these guys? Tactician, Diplomat, or Engineer? Wouldn't mind having the Engineer perk. That would be very nice. Combustion. Okay, so we don't want to give her Combustion because she can learn it. We don't really want to give her Advanced Tools, though, because the Wrench is very cheap and gives you Engineer Advanced Tools. So I could give her Combustion instead and then rank Quick Thinker when we get to that. That might be the right choice. Or I could just barely afford. I can upgrade the shop to level 3 and then grab one of these guys. Exactly. Survivalist, Quick Thinker, or Rogue. Quick Thinker wouldn't be bad. Rogue would not be bad either. Now, Phelan's story arc per card gives her the Rogue Mischief perk. I'm sure it does. I do not remember if it gives you surprise or not. And I'm tempted to look it up just to see. And I think I'm going to do that real quick. So ignore all the random clicking in the background because I am going to look up Campfire card. Let's see here. Let's see if I can figure out what. Okay, wait. Rogue's. Was I wrong? I might have been incorrect here. Okay, it gives you Rogue Sneaking and Rogue Surprise. All right, good to know. So that means that Mischief is actually the one I want to give her. I would have been totally wrong, so I'm really glad I looked that up. Phelan, you are going to learn Mischief. And her character card, whenever we play it, will give her Sneaking and Surprise. So that will make her a level 4 rogue as well. Very nice. And it gives her +1 attack and 2 grit, which I can't complain about. All right, very cool. 0 status left. We do have some gold, so we should look at that real quick, and then we will end the episode. Let me get that back up. Okay. Here we go. I do want the Monkey Wrench. Going to give that to Hattis right away. Give her that second Engineer perk. Excellent. Athlete Stamina. Does Jean Piet have that? Yes. So we don't want to give him the Machete. I don't see much point going too deep in Diplomat here. Quick Thinker, Nimble, and Escape Artist. Very nice. And she doesn't have either one. We will go for that. Awesome. Oh, wait. Ha! She already has her trinket slot filled. So never mind. We're going to get that for her as soon as she has an extra slot. No problem. We'll get there eventually. Beguiler Seduction and Beautiful Smile. Has both of them. All right. No need to buy that then. So let's just grab someone a decent glove. A good glove? Probably for Hatise. I know, I always give the really good items to Hatise, but I just love her AoE so much that I can't help myself. And we'll also give a good glove to Jean-Pierre. Sure, there you go. And we actually have enough for a defensive item, which may not be a bad idea either. Now Jean-Pierre has decent defenses just to start. Hatise, though, very low defenses, even lower than Feilin in speech defense, although she's one higher in armor. So let's give Hatise a decent memento. That will up her speech defense a little bit and make her a little bit harder to kill. Very nice. All right, I think this is a great start. We'll see how it goes in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Don't worry, I will edit out that pause, I promise. I'm gonna go check on my treats again, and I hope to see you again very soon. Hopefully, all the videos uploaded well over the weekend, and hopefully you enjoyed them. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.